This is News 3 Now at 6.
First tonight, breaking news from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. 2 Dane County deputies assigned to the Dane County Jail have tested positive for coronavirus. According to the sheriff's office, the first deputy tested positive on Saturday, just days after 2 inmates tested positive and were placed in isolation. On Sunday, a second jail deputy tested positive. Both men are in quarantine at home. They are 35 and 24 years old. The sheriff's office statement says any other deputies who may have been exposed to people who tested positive are being monitored closely for symptoms.
A second person in Dane County has died from COVID-19, bringing the total number of deaths in Wisconsin to 20. More than 1,200 people in the state have tested positive. There have been almost 16,000 negative tests. And a new study is predicting Wisconsin has about another month before we reach peak numbers of COVID-19 deaths per day. That study conducted by the University of Washington, taking into account Governor Evers' safer at home order. The study shows statewide deaths per day will peak at 37 on April 25th. With current social distancing practices in place, the study finds that more than 1,300 people could still die from coronavirus through August 4th. A UW Health doctor we spoke with today says there are a lot of prediction models out there, but they're only as accurate as the data they're using.
And one of the variables that might be the most important, but is the hardest to predict, is the impact of social distancing. So we know that with really good social distancing, if everyone in the community is actually doing what we're asking them to do, that peak starts to push out a little bit. We don't see as much of a peak. We more see kind of like a steady plateau. Whereas if our social distancing is not as effective as we want it to be, you start to see rapid rise in cases.
He says with all the differing prediction models out there, all we can do is know that we're prepared for a peak whenever it happens. Since UW Health decided to decrease non-urgent procedures, their hospital bed capacity is at a good place to prepare for more coronavirus patients.
Today is the last day to register to vote online. This was moved from a few weeks ago to help keep people from unnecessarily exposing themselves to the coronavirus by registering and voting in person. But clerks around the state are hoping another deadline gets moved. Amy Reed joins us live to explain what that is. Amy?
In order to avoid unnecessary exposure, politicians have been encouraging people to vote absentee, and there are a few steps that you need to follow in order to do that correctly. But one, getting the ballot back to the clerk on time is what's causing concern. This year, voting will look different than our old video. On top of other protections, voters are being encouraged to vote absentee.
We're trying. We are definitely trying.
That's tough for clerks like Michelle Ebert in Fort Atkinson, who's processing more than 2,300 requests for absentee ballots when normally she gets about 150. She worries about getting them back on time.
Well, if voters complete their ballot and get it in the mail right away, I hope so. Realistic? No. We need to extend that deadline.
That deadline to get your ballot into the clerk is 8 p.m. Election Day. Legislative leaders say they don't want to change that.
Honestly, I'm kind of bothered by it. I understand we don't want to set a precedent for changing things for a pandemic, but we have to be, again, realistic. We have to take care of our voters. We have to take care of our residents. We have to take care of everybody.
Reed Magny, a spokesperson for the State Elections Commission, said if you get your ballot in on time, clerks will get your vote. More of a focus for him is in-person safety.
What we're focusing on right now is making sure that municipal and county clerks and poll workers have the resources that they need to conduct this election on April 7th.
The commission has secured hand sanitizer, and clerks are trying to find companies to build protective shields. Ebert's dad is building hers. As for poll workers, Ebert worries about having enough. Right now, she doesn't.
I have 3 shifts for my workers, 13 people each shift. So far, my morning shift, I have 3 people.
Still, number one for her is absentee ballots and giving people more time to get them to her.
That, I think, would be a huge step in making sure every vote counts.
The Elections Commission is planning on issuing a guidance to clerks on absentee ballots at a special meeting tomorrow, but here's what you can do to help them out in the meantime. 1, online voter registration ends at 11:59 tonight. Take advantage of that. 2, you can request your absentee ballot as soon as you can. The deadline is Thursday, but the Elections Commission is encouraging you not to wait. And 3, mail your ballot back as soon as you can so you don't worry about missing that 8 p.m. deadline on Election Day.
Amy, thank you. And today in an online announcement, the governor emphasized the importance of continuing social distancing, plus the economic impact.
Last week, more than 115,000 new preliminary unemployment insurance applications were filed with the DWD. That's 115,000 1 week. The UI call center also received more than 1.5 million calls in that same time period, which is an increase of 6,208% over their average weekly call volume.
The governor says at one point last week, the unemployment call center was averaging 160 calls per second. He says the system was not built to handle that capacity, and the Department of Workforce Development will need additional resources, including 80 additional staff to help take unemployment calls. Now, to help ease the phone call burden, the DWD is urging that people file for unemployment benefits online at dwd.wisconsin.gov. Coronavirus restrictions are hitting some Wisconsin cities that are dependent on visitors. Our Gabriella Becerra joins us now with how New Glarus is affected by the Safer at Home order. Gabby?
Eric, the Chamber of Commerce says New Glarus's economy is strongly dependent on tourism, but with no one traveling right now, some small businesses are finding it hard to keep their doors open. Closed signs everywhere.
It's sad. It really is. We really thrive here in New Glarus with our neighbors, with our downtown business and the brewery.
One of the few storefronts with a lit up open sign is the New Glarus Bakery.
It does feel pretty lonely being one of the few people open at a normal basis. Yeah.
Owner Angela Neff says business is slow, but they're adapting by offering curbside pickup and delivery.
It has slowed down, but we've reached out to our customers even through phone calls too. Hey, what can we do to help you out? What can we do to make your day?
Just a few buildings down is the Glarner Stuber restaurant, now closed until further notice.
We've come to a grinding halt. We cleaned things up and gave away our fresh produce that we had on hand and froze the things that we could. And now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen.
Owner Gary Westby says the most difficult part was laying off all of his employees.
If our employees aren't taken care of with some unemployment benefits, they're having a heck of a time getting signed up for these. And if we lose all of them and then have to start over, it's almost too much to consider.
Westby says he's never seen the streets of New Glarus so empty.
This town is normally bustling. It is so strange to look out our window. We live right above the restaurant. To look out that window on Friday and Saturday night and just see nothing. It's bizarre.
The New Glarus Chamber of Commerce says in the short term, these restrictions are hard on businesses, but in the long term, they might have to make even tougher decisions. They put together a list of closures and adaptations. That's on their website, swisstown.com.
Gabby, thank you very much.
The BBB and DATCAP say they've received many complaints of retailers who are price gouging right now, which is illegal in the state of Wisconsin during a time of crisis. Retailers are not allowed to increase the price more than 15% of the pre-emergency price unless the store's supplier increases their prices. BBB says it's not only illegal, it's immoral.
People who are losing their jobs left and right. It is illegal in the state of Wisconsin, so it's not fair, it's unethical, it's untrusting. If you're going to price gouge at a time of need, consumers are going to remember that, and they're not going to want to come back and do business with you.
You can file a complaint on the BBB's website. They and DATCAP will follow up with the company and can order them to cease and desist. They say they will work with local law enforcement if necessary. New at 6, a new public-private partnership announced today is expected to double the state's COVID-19 testing capacity. Madeline O'Neill is live at Exact Sciences with how area businesses and state groups are doing their part during the pandemic. Maddie?
Well, you're likely familiar with Exact Sciences with its facilities right off the Beltline here. Well, today it's beginning its testing for COVID-19, running tests as we speak. Along with its Cologuard testing capacities, the private cancer detection company is outfitting its labs to have the capability to test for the coronavirus. Before today, the Wisconsin State Lab of Hygiene and Milwaukee Public Health Lab led the Wisconsin Clinical Lab Network to do such testing, but they only had so much capacity, completing conducting about 1,500 to 2,000 tests daily. The governor's office hopes to double that with this new partnership, and the CEO of Exact Sciences says eventually they hope to do 5,000 to 10,000 tests a day.
This is the equipment that helps make that test volume go at a really high rate. It takes people, it takes great science, and it takes incredible equipment and engineering and software. And we can do this all here in the state of Wisconsin.
Along with Exact Sciences, the partnership to increase testing in the state also includes Marshfield Clinic Health System, UW Health, and Promega. Promega, the biotech company in Fitchburg, began ramping up its manufacturing in the early days of the coronavirus. So coming up on News 3 Now at 10, we'll talk about their role to help increase the state's capacity for testing.
Maddie, thank you.
The Madison Common Council is holding tomorrow's meeting virtually using video audio conferencing software Zoom. Any members of the public who want to watch that meeting are encouraged to use the City Channel website or City of Madison YouTube channel, and you can email your comments on agenda items to allalders@cityofmadison.com. To weather now. A little cooler tomorrow after the sun today. Let's check your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
A lot of that will be because of a wind off of Lake Michigan. Notice the temperatures right now. Milwaukee right now right around 40 degrees, whereas out toward La Crosse temperatures are right around 60 degrees. Temperatures over the next 12 hours will drop off into the lower 30s, and look for a high tomorrow of about 46 degrees with variably cloudy skies. For more details and weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Coming up next at 6, an update on the Madison School District's virtual learning plans, plus how community members are stepping up to feed hundreds of healthcare workers. Stay with us.
Culligan Water not only sells the best water softeners, but also rents them. Big box plumbers and online sellers don't. With renting, you never pay for repairs or extended warranties. And Culligan softeners are backed by the world's largest dealer network. Get better water. Contact Culligan.
Did you know 50% of your body weight rests in the middle while you sleep? That's why Sealy's exclusive Posturepedic technology reinforces the center where you need it most. But don't take my word for it. Come to Denver Mattress and see for yourself. Plus, get a free $200 Furniture Row gift certificate with the purchase of select Sealy hybrid mattress sets, and rest easy knowing every mattress comes with our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Sealy at Denver Mattress today, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Toyota's family stretches to every corner of this country. So you can trust us to be here for you as we remain committed to supporting our community. Because the Toyota family is stronger together. This is our pledge. We are here for you now and in all the better days ahead. Our sales and service centers are open and here for you. Ride safe. Toyota.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
This is online learning. Today, it's more relevant than ever. This is you, a person looking for a lasting career. And this is Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, where you can earn a degree in nursing, healthcare, business, and IT from anywhere, online, with approachable, caring instructors. That makes online learning from Herzing University more relevant than ever.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Learn more today.
The Madison Metropolitan School District is finalizing how virtual learning will work for its students. School Board President Gloria Reyes says the district will officially launch its virtual program on April 6th. The first week will be focused on social and emotional well-being and reconnecting students and teachers. Teachers will then move into delivery of content and academics on April 13th. The district is still trying to determine what each day will look like and how to go about grading.
Teachers are resilient. You know, that is something that our community has. We have some strong teachers who are invested in our children and doing whatever they can to help support their students and families.
The district is working to equip all students in need with laptops and recently partnered with the U.S. Postal Service to deliver them. Reyes said it's unclear how much shifting to virtual learning will cost the district, but shipping costs alone appear to be around $80,000. Second Harvest Food Bank is teaming up with a Wisconsin Dells nonprofit to do something good, making sure families in need have access to food. Second Harvest and Happy Kids Network, which runs the Vine Street Market at Wisconsin Dells High School, are running a drive-through distribution service. This morning, 2 semis dropped off 18 pallets of food. Last week, they distributed about 30,000 pounds of food, and this week they're expecting to reach 55,000 pounds. Drive-through pickups are happening on Mondays at the high school.
I first told you about a fundraiser to deliver pizzas to healthcare workers about a week ago. Since then, the fundraiser Stay Home, Send Pizza has exploded with generosity from the community. Organizer Margaret Musgrave says the fundraiser has helped send pizzas to about 700 healthcare workers, surpassing the original goal of 150 workers. They increased the GoFundMe goal to $5,000. As of this afternoon, they were at just over $4,700. Musgrave says the healthcare workers have been incredibly grateful for the support from their community.
My favorite things about living in Madison is how big of a heart the Madison community has, and they just constantly show up time and time again to support people who are going through really stressful situations, just like healthcare workers working with COVID patients.
Stay Home, Send Pizza will continue for as long as needed. More information on how you can help to continue this effort, visit channel3000.com, and we'll be right back.
Wow, you ready?
Yeah, let me just grab my wallet.
Uh-oh, I've seen this before. Wallet way too big, skinny jeans too skinny.
I'll just carry it.
Before you break something, you should know you don't actually need a wallet. With BMO Harris, you can just take cash out with your phone. Or if you need to, you can pay them with Zelle. That works? Yeah. You're stuck, aren't you?
Smile.
Woo! Those jeans are way too tight.
That feeling you get when no wallet is no big deal. That's the BMO effect.
Of memories in this house, the most valuable things you'll ever own. And that is why we exist.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
Spectrum Mobile is a better way to mobile. First, we deliver the fastest overall speeds and the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast. Now, we're bringing you 5G, and it's only going to get better. We're extending our network every day so we can offer you the best experience. That means faster speeds, so you can do whatever you want, wherever you are. 5G is here. Spectrum Mobile.
Wouldn't it be nice to not have to deal with your messy gutters anymore? Leave that nasty chore in the rearview mirror with a new Leaf Guard gutter system. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team would love to show you how Leaf Guard's patented design keeps leaves and debris out so you can give up cleaning your gutters forever. And now is the best time to get Leaf Guard. Order now and get free installation labor, free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your purchase. Call now to set up a free estimate.
After a stormy Saturday and a gloomy, chilly, and rainy Sunday, temperatures got back up into the 50s today thanks to sunshine. 3 things you need to know in the forecast, though. Be back to a little more cloud cover for tomorrow, and that'll keep our temperatures a little cooler with highs in the mid-40s. And then we'll turn a little milder on Wednesday with high temperatures in the lower 50s. Be around 60 for Thursday and Friday, but we'll also see some shower chances. Slight chance Thursday afternoon, better chances for rain on Friday. As we look at Weather Track, you can see a strong jet stream from from south and east of the Hawaiian Islands, bringing a stream of moisture toward the southwestern part of the country, and a big storm system located just off the southern portion of Alaska. That's starting to spiral in moisture, so eventually those two weather systems will kind of come together and bring us some rain chances toward the end of the week. Most of the rain, though, should stay to our south, just as we're seeing right now. High pressure is actually located pretty close to us, so these showers that you see to our south and west will fizzle before they reach us. Also, there's a stationary front that divides chilly air to our north and east that with winds right off the Great Lakes to milder conditions inland, even though the winds are out of the north and northeast there. So if you look at the temperature contrast right now, Milwaukee only at 40, Madison's at 54, but temperatures are in the 60s through much of Iowa. We're going to see a little cooler weather for tomorrow, but eventually that milder weather out to the west will start working its way back once winds switch around to a more southerly direction. So tomorrow, the northeasterly winds keeping our temperatures in the 40s, but notice by tomorrow night, those winds start to shift around to a little more easterly direction, and then by Thursday and Friday, southeasterly or southerly winds could bring us some shower chances, but we'll also see temperatures that'll be back up perhaps to around 60 degrees by Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, though, a little cooler day, high temperature at 46 with variably cloudy skies, not looking for any precipitation. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, best chances for rain will be on Friday. The showers will end on Saturday. Sunday should be nice with temperatures back up close to 50 or close to 60, and we'll be around 60 for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with some shower and thunderstorm chances before we turn a little cooler toward the end of next week. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The road to Deer Season Madness is at Sloan's. Get a John Deere and your Sloan deal. Get 4.9% for 48 months or $69 per month on a John Deere Z345R. Get a John Deere now during Deer Season Madness and powered up with Sloan's.
Meineke's Madison locations are still open during the COVID-19 pandemic. Call any of our 4 locations for open hours and to schedule your appointment. Please be patient as we take the necessary precautions to consider your health and safety while scheduling appointments. Meineke, doing car care right.
Hey, Dutch boy, show me Mocha Red.
Okay.
Does it have a smooth, durable finish?
Yes, and it's 50% more stain resistant.
Still talking to Dutch boy?
Dutch boy, show me Sleepy Purple.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that?
That's better.
He'll still help us paint, right?
With Dutch Boy's high-quality, high-performance paint and Menards friendly expert service, it's easy to twist off to something great.
You're handier than I thought.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand, especially now, with 6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments for peace of mind up to 6 months. Shop at Ford.com or contact your Ford dealer to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. You have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you.
Prepping your pantries and bathrooms? I would also urge you to consider natural ways to support your immune system to keep the viruses away. Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the Healthy Place Apple Wellness. For weeks now, we have been building inventory in the most important product categories like immune and lungs. With demand surging beyond anyone's expectation, we can't guarantee that every item will stay in stock. Our commitment is to keep the essentials available. Stop by one of our 4 Madison locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
The road to Deer Season Madness is at Sloan's. Get a John Deere and your Sloan deal. Get 4.9% for 48 months at $139 per month on a John Deere Z720E. Get a John Deere now during Deer Season Madness and powered up with Sloan's.
After a sunny day, Chris says the clouds are going to return Tuesday.
And while much of the attention has been on how bigger cities handle the virus, we're talking to leaders from smaller cities.
That and the latest overnight headlines starting at 4:30.
We start with breaking news tonight. This just happened within the hour. The NCAA Division I Council voting to approve a blanket waiver for all spring sports athletes that gives them an extra year of eligibility. However, it will be up to each individual school to decide how much money they each want to give each athlete. It can be anything from nothing to whatever amount they got this past year in terms of scholarship percentage. No word yet on what they've decided for winter student athletes. More specifics to come on this story. The council just met this evening evening. They're wrapping things up as we speak. Meanwhile, the now 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo will be almost exactly 1 year later than they were originally scheduled for this year. The opening ceremonies will now be on July 23rd. Now, that means the head of the Tokyo Organizing Committee, he said setting an actual date in stone was key in helping them get ready for the Games. The International Olympic Committee voting to postpone the Summer Games until next year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the Badgers that will hope to make an appearance in Tokyo is Wisconsin volleyball and three-time first-team All-American Dana Rettke. She also is one of the 10 finalists for the Sullivan Award, which is given to the top amateur athlete in the country. You can vote for Dana. That website to vote for it is at the bottom of your screen. So we've been catching up with Badger athletes on what they're doing now that their seasons have been cut short or for some of them canceled altogether. One of them is Suzanne Gilreath from the women's basketball team, and she's using this time to explore other talents that she has. The senior has a podcast now called Beneath It All. That's where she talks to her fellow student athletes, exploring topics like depression, the mental battle of coming back from an injury, things that need to be talked about, she says, to help people understand and realize that players are more complex than just their performance on the court or field.
You don't know a person until you know what they've been through. And hardships are the biggest, telltale to that, right? Like, people are going through hardships every day. And athletes are always going through hardships. And so I want people to know that we are humans. We do face battles and we do struggle. And so that's why I wanted to really bring stories in that are going to make you relate to them. They're going to make you say, hey, this person is someone that can play on the court, but also has been through a lot. And that's what shaped them who they are today.
Well, Blake Martinez is a Packer no more. The linebacker, now a member of the New York Giants, with a reported 3-year, $30 million contract. Now, he had some comments about his 4 years in Green Bay this week. He told the New York Daily News that under Mike Pettine's defense, he was taught and told to be the cleanup crew guy. Also saying he was told by Coach Pettine to play off whatever Zadarius and Preston Smith did up front and, quote, make them right. Take that as you will. And finally tonight, tennis stud Roger Federer making the most of his quarantine time, posting this video to Twitter today, saying he's making sure he can still hit those trick shots. The 38-year-old, coming off of knee surgery that he had in February, seems to be doing just fine here in the snow, if you notice, in Bottmingen, Switzerland. He also donated a little more than $1 million towards relief efforts in his home country there. And guys, I know people have been like, oh, I want to get outside. Be grateful that we don't have to deal with the snow and that is sunny and nice outside here at least.
Also impressive, you can become the greatest tennis player ever while growing up in snow. So,
that's true.
for all those kids that want to be stars in cold weather Wisconsin.
Thanks, Melissa.
We give you Roger Federer. Gary, final check.
Well, you can see winds right now are generally out of the north here, but a northeasterly wind flow off of Lake Michigan, keeping temperatures only around 40 in Milwaukee, while we're in the mid-50s here. Temperatures are near 60 in La Crosse. For tomorrow, look for more clouds, temperatures getting up to a high of 46, but the extended forecast calls for highs back to around 60 for the end of the week with some showers, some shower and thunderstorm chances in the middle of next week.
Gary, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.